anymore. They need to be ranked.
I give credit to the New York Yankees. Welcome to the Sports Saga Podcast, episode 43. Great to have you all with us. I'm a half awake Brady Kudo, joined by a 100% awake Keegan Hamlet. Tyler Sumner. Tyler Sumner is actually calling some baseball today, so best of luck to him.
Yeah, they get a doubleheader today.
Is he doing play-by-play or color? Because I asked him and he was like both, and I was like,
I don't. He might be doing PA for one, and then I think he's doing PA for one, and then announcing another. But I don't know.
That's why I was like, play-by-play or color. He was like, both. I was like, oh. I was like, you're a one-man show.
Maybe.
No.
Knowing the way our group works, probably.
All right. So, speaking of Dean College, you were just saying that you have some takes that people were mad at you about. So you've got one about the NBA and you've got one about the NHL. Let's start with the NBA.
All right, let's start with the NBA. Do you want to do like the whole playoff bracket?
I want to hear this quote unquote ridiculous take.
All right, my ridiculous take is that the Sacramento Kings are going to the NBA Finals.
Hey, that's not that ridiculous.
People are saying they're going to lose to the Warriors in 5, okay?
I mean, I can definitely see them losing the Warriors. I can see them getting swept by the Warriors, or I can see them going to the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the worst take I've ever heard. I still think Denver's a better team. I still think Phoenix is a better team. I think Denver's the standard. I think it's good.
Yeah, no, I was just agreeing with you. But again, the question for Sacramento is going to be experience because you really don't have anybody. Now, you could argue maybe Sabonis for Indiana back in the day.
That's about it. And, I think if Minnesota can get on a roll, do you know what I mean? Like that's a team to watch out for. But you look at Sacramento. Who's got playoff experience? Harrison Barnes, Matthew Dellavedova, Kevin Huerter, Alex Len, Sabonis. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just actually better than I thought. But I mean, I really wouldn't I wouldn't put it past the Kings to maybe not make the finals, although the way this year has gone, I could definitely see it. I can definitely see them making the Western Conference semifinals. Yeah. I think that's the floor, and then the NBA Finals is their ceiling. So why don't we stay in the West, and why don't we just go through? Get sick. Every first round matchup, we'll just pick the winner and how many games.
Sure.
Actually, we won't start with the West. I'm going to go by who starts first, whatever. Okay, so a game that you're going to be at, the Atlanta Hawks and the Boston Celtics. I like the Celtics in 5.
Same too. Now, knowing my luck, the Celtics are going to lose today, and then they're going to win the next 4. But honestly, I think the Celtics win the first 2 at home. Atlanta grabs one at the State Farm Arena or whatever the heck you call that place now.
Yeah, State Farm Arena, yeah.
It's going to be a good matchup because it's not like Atlanta's without talent. They got Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Clint Capella down low. That's one aspect of Atlanta that I like better than Boston. It's Capella down low because there's questions about Williams. It's kind of older. So that's the part. Could be an X factor.
I just think the Celtics are too fast.
Yeah.
For the Hawks. I think they're much more physical. The transition game is light years ahead of Atlanta. I guess Celtics in 5. I don't think they'll sweep. I think Atlanta grabs one at home.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Brooklyn and Philadelphia. This one's gonna go 7.
You think it's going 7?
It's going 7. And you know what? I'll take Brooklyn at 7.
Oh my God.
I'll take Brooklyn at 7. Maybe I can write all this stuff down.
I'm taking Philadelphia in 5 because Brooklyn, not much bench depth. Philadelphia, they've got talent all the way around. And Brooklyn, that whole thing has been a mess this year. Like with everybody.
But they found themselves in the playoffs. You forget. I think people are forgetting that who won the Kevin Durant trade. The Brooklyn Nets won the Kevin Durant trade. Who won the Kyrie Irving trade? The Brooklyn Nets won the Kyrie
Yeah,
Irving.
because Dallas fell off.
Dallas, I mean, they were fined almost $1 million for benching
Yeah,
players in that elimination game.
that's ridiculous.
It really, really is. So, I mean, here's what I think with Brooklyn, right? And they weren't supposed to be anything, post KD and post Kyrie. I think the acquisitions of Dinwiddie, which I was really, really confused as to why they traded him in the first place, because he's such a good ball player. Mikal Bridges, O'Neal has been a really solid pickup for them. I mean, they gave up a first rounder to get him, but Joe Harris coming back was huge. Cam Thomas, I said it coming out of college. Guy came out of LSU. I was like, this kid's going to be a star, and he really is emerging into a star. And I'm going to give some hometown love to David Duke.
Yes.
And that's Seth Curry, one of the greatest shooters ever.
Curry's amazing.
He really is. So, and then I look at Philly, and I look at Doc Rivers. Yeah, I know he's won an NBA championship, but can we look at the roster he had when he won that NBA championship? Do you know what I mean? Like, Doc, any semi-decent coach with that roster would have won an NBA championship, right? So I think Doc Rivers is the single worst playoffs coach in the history of the NBA. And I get so much heat for saying that. I've said it for years, and I stand by it. I mean,
the worst, I don't know about that. The worst.
Who's worse?
Stan Van Gundy?
Oh, that's true. Now, SVG, Doc. There's a few. Is that Uncle Kev?
Yeah, he's going to the campground, and Mom and Kyle, they're on their way to Mexico. So I get the house for an hour, and then I'm off.
Mexico.
Yeah, they're going to Mexico on a cruise without me.
They have an extra ticket? I mean, I'm working this week.
They don't. I got a ticket.
All right, but let's look at the 76ers. I mean, I don't like their depth at all. It's Maxey, it's Harris, it's Harden, Embiid, Tucker, Niang, Melton, and Milton. I feel like one of them has a good game, the other one is.
What are you talking about? I have Niang's rookie card, so that proves that he's good.
Montreal hasn't been anything.
I don't think Philadelphia is getting past the second round.
The 76ers. I mean, when you look at the depth, I think they're smaller. I know they've got Embiid and Denman, but like Harrell's only 6'7". House is a power forward and he's 6'6". Like, I just think the Nets are going to outplay the 76ers. And I think this is.
And you know what? That's fair.
This is going to be the end. This little series, these next 7 games, I think are going to be Doc Rivers' last as the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. I think if they lose in the first round, then Doc's done. Yeah. All right, the Knicks and the Cavs.
This was my series.
Give me the Cavs in 6.
Yep, same thing. Exact same. The next two, you could even say this with the Cavs. Both of them are like kind of not and kind of still retooling at the same time, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I mean, nobody, same thing with the Nets here. Nobody expected the Cavs to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, although they picked up Mitchell in the offseason, they got
right. But I mean, you look at the Cavs, all right, they picked up Mitchell. It's like, all right, are they gonna, what are they gonna do with it? I think they're just so complete because they've got the youth, right, with Garland and Allen and both Mobleys and Okoro, and then you got the experience, Rubio, Raul Neto, Robin Lopez, Donovan Mitchell, Danny Green has been great for them. It's so balanced, and they're so smooth on the offensive side of the floor. I think the Knicks will steal a couple. I think they'll steal one in Cleveland, and they'll win one at home. But
yeah,
and then you got the Warriors and the Kings.
Well, we know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, how many? Sacramento on how many?
Because Sacramento on 5. because I'm telling you right now, that Golden One Center is going to be bumping. They've waited 17 years to be back in this position. And there was a clip earlier this year when Herter hit the three and the crowd blew out the microphone. That's in the regular season too. Think about what that's going to be. And of course, Golden State, like back at the Oracle Arena, that arena was loud. And the Chase Center, not as loud, but it still makes a
It's
huge
nice though. I like that. I
do
want to
that
go.
last year. But Sacramento all around, like Golden State, they've had their runs. This year, they've had injuries. So it factors in that chemistry too, because now you're grouping together the guys for a period of time that you didn't really see with some of the other teams all season.
So I know I was just saying that Sacramento, I think they can get to the Western Conference semifinals. It is just super, super difficult for me to bet against Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in the playoffs. Give me Golden State in 7.
All right, that's fair.
I think Sacramento is going to push them to the absolute limit. But when you have two of the greatest shooters in the history of the sport, how many rings? They got 4 rings apiece. Like, Iguodala is back, the one last. Anthony Lamb has been a pleasant surprise. And I said that he was one of the better players that really in college basketball, really over the last 5 years at Vermont. I mean, he was great, but he didn't get the national attention. And I kept saying, if he enters a transfer portal, teams are going to be all over him, but he stuck to his roots. He stuck to Vermont, and that's really cool to see. And you got Poole and Gary Payton, Moses Moody's been good. Wiggins has been great. JaMychal Green and DiVincenzo have been consistent off the bench. It's just hard for me to pick against that amount of playoff experience. All right, let's get right into Sunday. The Lakers and the Grizzlies.
I do like this matchup a little bit. I mean, both sides, they can show their weaknesses at some point, but they can both show their strengths. I'm going to give Memphis the edge on this one. I think it'll go to 6 games.
I actually just wrote down the same thing. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, Lakers are hot. But again, can Darvin Ham coach in the playoffs? Is LeBron going to show up, or is he going to fake an injury? You know what I mean? Like, I'm also biased because I want to see LeBron lose, and I just want to see him blame.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
I do. This is going to be. That's going to be an awesome. That's going to be. When you talk about back and forth. That's what the series is going to be. So I'm so excited to see it. All right, the Heat and the Bucks. I'm going to go Milwaukee in 5.
Yeah.
No, I lied. Get the brooms.
4.
Milwaukee sweeps.
I'll go 5. I was going to go 5.
Speaking of sweeps, get the brooms out for the Suns against the Clippers.
Are you serious right now?
I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I said Sacramento was going to the final, so I'll let you take 2. So
Ready for the people in the back. The Phoenix Suns will sweep the Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay.
Oh, the people up the top in the grandstand didn't hear you. Yeah. The Phoenix Suns will sweep the Los Angeles Clippers.
All right. I hope we have that on file so we can add that to one of the clips afterwards. And if you're right,
you think
if you're right,
matching
up at your new workplace.
Listen to me. We all know how this is going to go. Kawhi or Paul George is going to get hurt. I mean, somebody's overdue for an injury.
Are they both healthy though?
Somebody's overdue for an injury. Okay.
Well, I had Phoenix winning, but I had to go into 7.
Okay, listen. They both healthy. Let me just double check on that. Clippers. I lied. Paul George isn't playing.
Oh, he's out?
He has a leg injury. Marcus Morris is sick. Campaign has a back injury. Well, this is Morris is day to day. Day to day for the Suns is Payne, Biyombo, Durant, and Warren. But you got to think like LA without Kawhi and Paul George. I'm sorry. What are they?
Russell Westbrook and John Wall.
Russell Westbrook, John Wall, a guy that couldn't stay in the league.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Terrence Mann's
all right. And you need to knock it off with the Westbrook hate. Okay.
No.
He did so good the other night.
For the first time in forever, he shot 40% from the field.
Didn't he have 42 points?
For the first time in his career.
No.
He had 40 points in the regular season. Do you understand my point?
Yes, I get your point.
He's not good anymore.
It's not going to be.
Neither is John Wall. Neither is Nick Batum.
I know John Wall.
They're a bunch of old scrubs. The average age of the Los Angeles Clippers is like 32. Do you realize that? They're like the oldest team in the league.
Yeah, no, John Wall I was joking about. Westbrook half serious about.
Phoenix is sweeping them.
No, they're not.
And then I'll give Denver over Minnesota in 6.
5. I'll tell you right now, I don't know about you. I love playoff basketball in Minnesota. I love it. Because even the play, they were hype.
It's cool.
They were hype.
Listen, I'll go back to this Phoenix and what'd you say? Phoenix in 7?
That was if everybody's healthy. But if there's going to be injuries, Phoenix in 5.
5 or 7. Pick one.
Well, it depends if everybody's healthy.
Well, we don't. Well, all right.
They could come back later.
I already wrote down a 7. So
all right. Well, all right. You know what? If they come back healthy later in the series, I'll go 6. I'll go in the middle. All right. Whatever.
I just think Phoenix is they can shoot the ball better. They're better.
Yeah, they can shoot the ball better.
They're better defensively most of the time. It's just difficult for me to not go with a team that, was in the finals 2 years ago and the Clippers can barely get out of the first round. All right. With that in mind, let's flip the page here. I don't want to pick a finals winner. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Do you want to just do a final matchup?
Not even that. It's too early.
Okay.
All right. So let me write this NBA. NHL. Line down the middle. Me, you. Panthers, Bruins. You're right back. Let me get my broom.
Yeah. Oh, here he comes.
All right, my wallet will have to do for now. Ready? Sweep, 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 sweep. Right out of Sunrise, Florida. Bruins in 4. Bruins in 4. And if anybody tells me different, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Bruins in 5.
Ah.
You want to know why?
Porque.
Because as of now, and again, it's probably going to change this year because this is a different team than last year. Omar's never won a playoff game. There's questions about him in the playoffs. That's what I'm going to leave it at.
He locked up the Vezina Trophy on Thanksgiving, and you're worried about him in the playoffs. Yep. He played on the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, there's questions about him on the playoffs because he knows
but the 2 games with Boston last year, he gave up like 5 goals every time.
He wasn't playing. Okay, first of all, he was playing under Bruce Cassidy, who, in my mind, is a horrible playoff coach. Second of all, he didn't have the supporting staff, the goal support. Bertuzzi, Orlov coming in, who I think really, if there is a midseason MVP award, it go to Dmitry Orlov.
I didn't say Florida was going to win the series. I just said Florida's going to win a game.
Where? Like, what do they win? Game 3? Like,
yes.
Okay.
You want to know something that's pathetic? And we brought this up a few weeks back about the March Madness tournament, like with the ticket prices. No, maybe, but the ticket price. You know how cheap they're going for in Florida for game 3?
How cheap?
$58. It's cheaper to sit first row on the ice than it is to sit all the way up for the Bruins. Those Bruins fans know how to travel well, and especially
I
to
say
Florida,
you
they know how to
you want to look
travel
up
well.
flights to Sunrise, Florida right now because you know what? I've got a softball game Wednesday and a baseball game Friday.
Well, you know what? I don't have school vacation.
Ah, that's true. All right. Islanders, Hurricanes. Give me the Canes in 5.
I did not want to play the Islanders. I was so happy we got Florida over New York.
Really? I was the other way around. I was like, I'd rather play New York.
Oh, wow. Well, because you get Sorokin too. Sorokin.
That's true.
Yeah, I had the same.
Dan Wenzel put out a tweet yesterday, and he was like, because he's an Islanders fan. He was like, I'm not biased or anything. But he's like, but I really believe if Sorokin played on the Bruins, they would have won at least 70 games. And I was like,
That is a take. That is a take.
That's a take.
I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, because he's an Islanders fan, of course. Shout out Dan Wenzel, by the way. I'll just show.
Because Vesna doesn't really because if you ask me, if we're being completely serious here, who would I rather have, Omar or Sorokin? I'd rather have Sorokin.
Really?
I put Omar third. I put Sorokin 2, and I put UC Saros at 1.
I like Saros. I do.
Yeah, but I do have the same thing. Canes, Islanders, Canes in 5. Again, this is the I think the first playoffs for the Islanders at the new UBS arena.
Yes, it is.
So very excited to see how that goes.
All right. Minnesota, Dallas.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll take Dallas in 6.
I'll go 7. I'll go Dallas in 7. Because that Minnesota team is good.
They're tough. Talbot, man.
Yeah.
Talbot. It's good. I just worry like Kaprizov.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to show up? Where
Minnesota never shows up in the playoffs.
Right. I don't have to
They're
worry
like the 76ers. Like they don't get past the second round.
I don't have to worry about Sagan. I don't have to worry about Ben. I don't have, you know what I mean? Like the questions aren't there.
Yeah.
I actually just think Dallas is just the better team, all in all. Kings, Oilers. See, this is tough.
Oilers in 5. Uh-oh. I don't think Jen liked my take.
No, that wasn't Jen. All right, so we're gonna pause this. Kings, Oilers.
I said Oilers in 5.
The emergency 5K to find the dog. You said Oilers in 5?
Yes.
Going to Oilers in 7.
Okay.
I think this is gonna be tough.
The Kings are really good this year.
Rangers, Devils.
Series of round 1. I said it. It's gonna be the best series. I am gonna take the quote unquote upset in this one, even though the Devils have the better record. I'm going Rangers in 7.
I am also going Rangers in 7. Bolts in 6.
All right. Now, I had a hot take for basketball, and I said I had a hot one for hockey. The Toronto Maple Leafs are finally winning a playoff series this year. Leafs
How many games?
in 6.
Knights, Jets. Knights at 4. Knights.
Could I just say something about the Leafs real quick? Look, can we just go through the last playoffs series that they've had? Like when they've lost. All right. 2017, they were on the road, weren't favored. 18-19, Boston weren't favored. 2020 didn't even make the playoffs. It was the play-in. 2021, I know how much you hate it. Montreal went to the Cup. I know it was skewed in a way, but they still went to the Cup. 2022 was really the only one that they should have won, and they didn't even have a goalie. Jack Campbell sucks.
Get out the Bruins for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Is that your final?
They, in no world do they beat the Winnipeg and do the Jets winning game. This has been the most chaotic episode I think we've had. We
This
both
is
of us had to
ridiculous.
take phone calls at the same time. We've got a loose dog. All right, what's the last? Oh, abs cracking,
Abs in 5.
cracking in 7.
Okay.
I think. Oh wait, you didn't even pick a Knights Jets.
No, night sweep.
Knights in 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maple Leafs in 6. Okay.
Hey,
We'll do
hey,
Phoenix sweeps. Leafs in
for the
6.
people in the back,
For the people in the back. Leafs in 6.
State
For
Street Pavilion.
For everybody in the rafters and balcony row 15, Leafs in 6. And for people in my section, load 7, row 22, Leafs in 6.
How about the people up in the press box? Bob with shoes and
Leafs in 6.
We'll end on that note. This one's sponsored by the Gonzalez family team, Keller Williams, Southwood Tuppa, Aldi's Electric, Smack Apparel. Yeah.
Leave a like, leave a follow. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere.
Happy playoff season, y'all.